Oftentimes when I think about SaaS ideas, I think of the very mainstream ones such as the e-commerce sites, the content management systems, etc. And I oftentimes tend to overlook the very small creative niche SaaS that solve a problem for a very small subset of the population. So I got into this rabbit hole of finding those SaaS and seeing how many people created it, the tools which they are using, the revenue which they are able to generate, and I was able to come up with a list of those SaaS. And in this video, I'll be just sharing that with all of you. And one in particular was quite amusing to see because that person who created the SaaS or that site is not selling the platform, but he's selling the information which he's putting out in his site. It might sound a bit convoluted as of now, but very soon you'll see what exactly it is. So hopefully you enjoy. Let's carry on. The first SaaS which we'll be looking over is a SaaS called SurveyMonkey. And if you don't know what SurveyMonkey is, it's basically a SaaS that allows you to create surveys, send it out to people, and it curates the results and visualizes it in graphs. So that's basically the gist of it. And I've actually used SurveyMonkey back when I was in my first year of uni. I had to create a research paper, and in that research paper I needed graphs to justify my findings. So I did use it, but at that time it was a very simple application where again it allowed me to build surveys, send it out to people, curate the data. But since then it's grown significantly. It's again, I think, injected an AI aspect as well, which most SaaS have done recently. And SurveyMonkey can obviously be used by businesses, internally by organizations, etc. So the market is quite big for it, and since data is very valuable these days, no wonder they've grown significantly since I used it. And it's quite old as well. It was created by two people. The people were named Ryan Finsley and Chris Finlay, and it was founded in 1999, so even before I was born, to collect feedback because they thought it was valuable at the time. And the revenue which they generate is quite significant, actually $481 million according to Google, which might not be very accurate, but gives us a very basic understanding at least. Now let's, in terms of their stack which they're using, I'm using this site called Vapalizer, if I'm spelling that correctly. So this allows you just give the site name and gives you a bunch of tools which they're using. So they're using Next.js, JSS, Emotion, all standard stuff. HighChartJS for the graphs, Nginx as a reverse proxy, Bootstrap, Next.js. So in this JavaScript framework, these were quite new to me. I've never really heard of this, which is Backbone.js, a library to develop structure, client applications, etc. I've never used it, and I didn't know what it was also. Just seeing this also, I might have to play around with it to actually get a better understanding. Backbone.js and Mustache. Again, Mustache is a web template system, it seems. So this was the first SaaS which I wanted to show, SurveyMonkey, and probably the biggest revenue which is generated by all the other SaaS which I was able to find. The next SaaS which I wanted to show is a SaaS called Bannerbear, which allows you to create banners for your businesses through AI, and there's a bunch of different ways of using it. So you can use it through Zapier, I believe. For developers, we can use it through REST APIs. You can see the demos here. You can use it multiple ways, through APIs, through Zapier. I'm not too sure of what AWS is, and through URLs. Basically, probably just giving in URLs, and it is able to generate it for you. So this is for the common. This is for the common people, the layman, and this is for us developers. We can use it through APIs as well. And the person who created this is called John Young Fook. He's got two SaaS actually, and across those two SaaS, he's able to generate $51,000 through monthly recurring revenue. The other one is a web scraper that allows you to scrape websites and is able to curate data and save it in a CSV. Again, we can use it through for us developers through API, and he has also a way of using it through no code, no problem. So among the two, this is probably the more interesting one to me personally. And the tech stack which he's using for Bannerbear is Chartjs for the graphs, the Bulma and Animate.css for the UI part, Netlify as a probably hosting platform, ClickBank, Reward. I'm not sure what all of these are. Netlify again, jQuery. He's using jQuery. Highlight.js, Slick is a carousel. So these are the tools which he's using, and I'm not sure whether this is accurate, but among the sites which I was looking over to how to get these tools, this was the better one, so we'll have to just assume that he's using these tools. So this is the second SaaS which I wanted to share. The next SaaS is a SaaS called Photo AI. So Photo AI, just like how it sounds, it allows you to create AI avatars of yourself. So the thing that makes it unique is the fact that you can allow it to wear whatever fashions you prefer. So these are some of the images. So it allows you to produce images of fashion of your liking. So these are all the different images of it. And the person who created this is a person called Level CO. He's created a bunch of different SaaS. One among them is a SaaS called Nomad List. So this is catered to people who want to work remotely and allows you to find the places and shows you certain data sets of those places. So he's created a bunch of different SaaS and all of them are making very good revenue. So I just picked up the one that makes him the most, which is $50,000 a month. So the tools again which is using for this SaaS, which we are assuming of course is all this. So this is quite weird. He's using, this website is saying that it's using React, AngularJS and Vue.js. I don't think he's using React just because I've got this extension installed, right, that shows whether it's a React project or not. So it's either Vue.js or AngularJS. He's using Stripe as a payment wall, Google Ads for advertising, Google Analytics for tracking the analytics, and the CDN source is using Cloudflare and JS Deliver. So nothing very unique here, but this is it. And this is quite a simple project because you could probably generate it. You wouldn't need a very heavy backend for this. It could probably done with a Next.js framework or any of those frameworks, as a matter of fact. So this is the third one which I wanted to share with you. The next SaaS in our list is a SaaS called CyberLeads, and this is the service which I was talking at the very start of this video, which caught my eyes. So what this person, he's called Alex West, and he earns allegedly about $500,000 a year in revenue with his platform called CyberLeads. So what he does is he basically collects a list of leads for recently funded startups, and you as a subscriber to his packages are able to contact these leads and sell your services to them. So he's got a demo of his site once you've subscribed to him. So this might look like this, and he's got various different columns, so you can filter it out through those columns and boil down your leads and contact them. So again, he's not necessarily selling his platform, the SaaS, but the information which he's putting out in this website. So this was quite interesting to me, showing there's a lot of different possibilities in the internet, and this is one among them. The next SaaS is called Podscan. So Podscan is a service that allows you to get notified whenever your name is mentioned in any of the podcasts. So I believe the reason for this is because recently, at the time of recording of this video, there've been a huge increase in the amount of podcasts that is being published, and it's very hard to keep track of the mentions. So if you're a very high profile person, perhaps whenever your name is mentioned in any of those podcasts, it sends you a notification. So it's kind of acts like a monitoring tool of sorts. So this is how it looks, and the person who created this is called uh, Arvid Kahi, and he's written 2 books, which is Zero to Sold and The Embedded Entrepreneur. Again, I was not able to find the amount of money which he's able to generate, but it seems that it's still being built in public, from what I've read over the net. And the tech stack which he's using for his Podscan FM, which we are assuming again, is PHP, Coil as a CRM, Tailwind CSS for the styling, Laravel, Vue.js, Inertia.js. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what Knockout.js is. Cool name though. Fathom, Koala, Cloudflare, Bunny, Axios, Ziggy, PWA, HTTP3. Okay, so let's just see what those 2 frameworks are. So Knockout.js looks something like this. So it gives you declarative bindings, automatic UI refresh, dependency tracking, and templating. No idea what that means, but we'll probably have to explore to get again a good understanding of this, what this is. The next service is called TypingMind, and what this platform does is it allows you to keep all of your models, which is GPT-4o, Gemini, GPT 3.5, Cloud, all in one place, and you can switch between them and communicate with them or start giving your prompts. So this is the person who created this service called TypingMind, who is Tony Tin, and he's able to generate about $33,000 per month. And one thing which is very cool was his portfolio or portfolio site, which is tonydin.ai, and you're able to actually chat with his AI. So can we have a chat? This data set is trained with through his newsletter, I believe, and you can start chatting with his AI model. So this actually gave a very good project idea to me. Like, why not create this of myself? So instead of Tony, then it'll be Thabish AI. So again, good project idea. I might do it. Thank you, Tony, for an idea for my portfolio, because it needed an update. And the other platform which he has is called Dev Utils app, which generates about $5.5K per month, and this is more specifically catered to developers. Seems interesting. As for the tech stack which is using in typingmind.com, he's using Next.js, and I think this is accurate because this time around, if I go here, open my dev tools and see here, it has Next in it. So here underscore next. So he is using Next.js. So if I go back here, Next.js, Firebase for the backend, Sentry, Node.js, Tailwind CSS. Okay, Firebase is probably for the database, and Node.js is the backend, Tailwind, Headless UI, Vercel Analytics, and Google Analytics, Lodash. Okay, so he's using all of the latest tools, which is quite good. So this is TypingMind. The second to last service is a SaaS called Headshot, and just like how it sounds, you just have to upload your photo, and the AI generates a headshot for you, and you can customize those headshots. So that's how this service operates, and you can just so here you just upload your images, and you can ask the AI model to change certain aspects of that image. So this is all that the service does. Again, it solves a very small problem, but which is very helpful to most people. And this is the person who created it. He's called Danny Postma, founder of headshotpro.com. And the tech stack which he's using is Nuxt.js, Node.js for the backend, Tailwind CSS for the styling, and Vue.js for the front end, Vercel for probably hosting it, and advertising, Google Ads Twitter, Microsoft. Yeah, so nothing much going on here. Google Tag Manager, that's it. Okay, so that's it. I just want to brush over because uh, all of this is quite similar to the photo AI which I showed previously. Just a slight deviation or change in the requirement, and you have a whole new audience or clients to sell your products to. So this is the second to last one, called Headshot. I was not able to find how much revenue Headshot AI generates, therefore I did not say it. So let's move on to the final SaaS for this video, which is called Brandbird. And this was quite nostalgic for me because it is quite similar to how my first SaaS worked, and I list it on top just if you want to check it out. But essentially what this service does is it takes in a screenshot and manipulates it into beautiful images so that you can share it across your social media of choice. And it can build landing pages, changelog pages, and you can use it in your newsletter. So it takes in a screenshot and changes into beautiful images according to your liking. So his landing page is also very beautiful. If I scroll here, you can see this. We can change the position. It gives a 3D effect. I believe he's using 3JS for this, but not sure. So this is it. I think still going on. Loved by creators. So this is the person who created it. He's called Jim Raptis. He's an India hacker. He's building 3 micro SaaS simultaneously, and the tech stack which he used for Brandbird is Next.js, Emotion, Node.js as the backend, Chakra UI for the styling, and it's Stripe for the payment paywall. And okay, 3JS is not listed here, so probably he's not using it, not sure though. This is it for Brandbird and the video. Hopefully it gave rise to some creative ideas to you all, and that's about it. Bye.